Hello, my name is Chris, and welcome to the Southern Bourbon and Whiskey Talk channel. Today, in episode 5, we're going to talk about bourbons and whiskeys that I'm on the hunt for this fall between now and December. So, September, October are two big months of new releases and allocated bourbons and what have you. So before we get started, I'm going to have a pour of this Davies County limited edition finished in Cabernet Sauvignon cask. It's a 96 proof product, and Davies County is made by Lux Row. So it's a pretty solid product and everything. And you know, I'll be honest, when I first opened it, it definitely was not one of my favorites. But like a lot of bourbons, the longer you let them age and the airs hit them, they become they change. So we're gonna sip on this for a little bit. So cheers and good health. Definitely pretty good. Not the sweet honey like you would maybe expect, but more of a fruit, red fruit, berries, kind of vanilla. It's different, but it's very good. It's growed on me, like I said. So you see me down here today. It's football Saturday, college football Saturday, and I'm wearing my Tennessee Vols stuff. So we're playing LSU today. So hopefully here in about an hour and a half, we'll have a W, and I'll be sipping on bourbon still. So let's talk about what my philosophy is when it comes to bourbon hunting. So, you know, I don't usually go after incredibly high-priced bourbons and whiskeys. You know, I am on a budget and everything, but I do like to drink some of the good stuff. So I stay away from a lot of the incredibly high-priced stuff. You know, I don't go out there on the secondary market. I'm looking to pay the MSRP or just slightly above, possibly, you know. So I just find a lot of the bourbons out there on the secondary market and the prices are just ridiculous. But you know, I'm not going to criticize it too much because we live in a free market economy, supply and demand. So if there's somebody willing to pay it, there's going to be people to sell it. So, you know, I can't hit it too much, but I'm not playing that game. I'm not going to stand in lines at the liquor stores. You know, I have a job, I have a life and a family, you know. I don't begrudge people that go do that, but that's something I'm not going to do. And I've got 10 or 11 bourbons on this list I want to talk about. So I don't expect by no means to get those 10 or 11, but if I could just get one, maybe two of them, I'd be a happy man, I'll tell you that. So because some of these are harder to find than others, so they're not as simple as walking into the liquor store and everything. So let's get right into it and talk about what I'm looking for. So I'm going to have another swig of these Davies County. Very bright. So the first one, it's probably going to be the harder one to find for me out here in the Midwest, and when I go down to Tennessee, is High West, a Midwinter's Night Dram, the brand new 2002 release, which just came out a very short time ago. So if you're not familiar with High West, they're out in Park City, Utah, and the Midwinter's Night Dram is a once a year release, so it's one of their special releases. It's a high rye product, and it comes in at about 98 proof. So I'm definitely looking for that. It may be a tough product for me to find, but if I could find it, I would be really excited about it. And the MSRP on it, as I can tell, is about $125. So I would love to get the Midwinter's Night Dram. So my second one is the Maker's Mark wood finishing series. So these are annual releases out there, limited releases, and there's two of them. BRT01 and BRT02, and they come in at about 100.6 proof, and they were released in September. And if you know about Maker's Mark, unlike the High West Midwinter's Night Dram, which is a high rye product, Maker's Mark is a wheated bourbon, right? So this wood finishing product basically adds a different character to Maker's Mark. So my next one, number 3, is a bourbon that I haven't honestly had as far as the brand, Peerless. I did have an individual on a bourbon community page send me one of the samples he sent me was the regular Peerless product. So I'm really looking forward to doing that one and doing a review here on the channel. But what I'm looking for is the Peerless Double Oak product, and it comes in at 108.7 proof, and it was released in September. And the best that I can tell, it was the MSRP on it's about $85 to $90. So I would be very excited to get my hand on the Peerless Double Oaked. Number 4 is a Woodford Reserve product, and it's the honey barrel finish. And it's a 90.4 proof, which is what their standard Woodford is, and the Woodford Double Oak. So 90.4 proof, so it's definitely not offensive to a lot of palates out there. So the honey barrel, I have to assume, is going to add a really beautiful sweetness to the already excellent Woodford juice and everything. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'd love to find it. And that I can tell they're only selling those in 375 milliliter bottles, so half the size, and they come in at $60. So it's definitely not an inexpensive product. So if you double that, it'd be $120, you know, for a regular size. So $60 for a 375 mil, but I really want to get my hands on it because I love Woodford, and I'd love to get this honey finish. Number 5 that I'm looking for is Penelope Valencia, and that was released just this month, or will be released this month, and it's a 97 proof product that was aged in, or finished rather, in what they call Vino de Naranja cask. And from what I can read, it adds a really orange citrus flavor to the bourbon. So I'm very interested in that product, and I can't find a MSRP on it. So if anybody knows the MSRP on that Penelope Valencia, post it in the comment and everything. So before we move on to hit my last few, you know, I'm thankful and I appreciate all of my supporters and my viewers out there. So if you could take time to subscribe to the channel. I have a lot of viewers that come out to the channel, watch the content, but they don't subscribe. So there's about only about 65% of the viewers out there aren't subscribed. So take the time and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate the support. And again, put a comment on the video. Like I said, I'm looking for the price on the Valencia product and any other bourbons you're looking for. So I would be open to ideas out there and everything, and hear that. So cheers and thank you to all my supporters. All right. So my last few I'm going to go through pretty quick because these aren't necessarily special releases per se, but it's bourbons that I've had a very difficult time finding. One is the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. And I love those releases. They come out usually 3 times a year. They have an A release, B, and C. A's in January, B's usually in May, I believe, and C is a September release. So I'm looking for any of those 2022 releases. I just have not seen them here in the state of Ohio at all. So if I see any of them, I'm going to grab them up. They're about a $65 to $75 product. And in the past, when I've had these Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs, they are delicious and a great value. They're, barrel proof, so they're stiff. They can vary anywhere from 118 to over 130 proof. And like I said, for that product to go only for $65 to $75, it's a great value. So I'm looking for those. I do have, and it was in my first video when me and my wife Angela visited Heaven Hill. They have a different version of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. So instead of being an A, B, or C, it's a Y release. And it was very good. I haven't opened it yet, and I'm going to save that for a kind of a special occasion. So another one, and it is a special release, but you've heard me on my videos before talk about this, and it's frustrating. I can't find it. Blood Oath. And I'm looking for any of them out there. So if anybody sees those and you can find them at MSRP, I would love to hear from you. So the MSRP on it's about $120. And I know they're on Pack 8 right now, or Pack 8 was released in the spring of 2022. So coming up in 4, 5, 6 months here, early 2023, they'll be on Pack 9. So I would love to get my hands on a bottle of Blood Oath. The next one is Old Forester Single Barrel. I love Old Forester. I did a review in my last episode 5 on 1920. Old Forester Single Barrel, the prices go from $55 to $80. And, on the lower end, that's the 100 proof version of the single barrel. And then on the higher end, the $80 is the barrel proof, which can be upwards to 120 proof. So if I can get either one of those, that I would be very happy. The next one is Four Roses Single Barrel Proof. And that product is about $75. I have a bottle of that I bought down at the Four Roses Distillery just a little over a month ago. It's the regular 100 proof single barrel out of Warehouse C, but I'm looking for a bottle of barrel proof, Four Roses Barrel Proof. So my last few products are Buffalo Trace products. And they're not special releases. They're just kind of difficult to find. If you find them, they're outrageously priced often. And I will say this with a caveat. You can find these, at least 2 of them I'm going to talk about down at the gift shop at Buffalo Trace and everything. So the Buffalo Trace products I'm looking for are E.H. Taylor Small Batch, which the MSRP, and I believe it does sell at the gift shop for about $45. I would like to get one of them. And then Blanton's It's about a $55 to $65 bottle at the gift shop, and I would love to get that as well. The last one I'm looking for is, and these aren't at the gift shop, so you've got to get lucky and find them or get into a lottery, is Weller, some of the Weller products. So I was fortunate enough to get my hands on 3 bottles earlier in September of Weller Special Reserve. So right now I'm looking to kind of complete that and get the Weller Antique 107, the Weller 12 year, and the Weller Foolproof. So if I could get those, that would absolutely be wonderful. Now my strategy for getting these, like I said, I'm not going to wait in lines. I'm not going on the secondary market and what have you. So, I keep my eye on websites. I know the state of Ohio it's a state-controlled liquor stores and everything. So I keep my eye on the website for the state of Ohio. Coming up, I believe it probably December. I know it was last year. There's a lottery, state lottery that they'll have. And, last year they had some really awesome releases in that lottery. So that's going to be one that I'm going to do. It's the luck of the draw, of course. And then the other thing, is just to keep my eye. I shop on base, so keep my eye on the liquor store on base. So some of these may be next to impossible to see on base, but that. And then just some of my connections out there in the world, in Tennessee, Kentucky, and here in the Midwest. If I could find a few of these, that would be great. So that's kind of my strategy. I'm not going to go crazy and everything. It's sad. I've seen, and y'all have seen stuff on the internet where people get into drag down fights over a bottle of whiskey. I'm like, I'm a bourbon fan and I love the stuff. But at the end of the day, it's just bourbon, guys, right? Even though we love it and everything, it's just bourbon. It's not worth hurting anybody over. So, be kind to each other as you're out there. Because this, the bourbon community is supposed to bring people together. And I really believe that. So, those are the bottles I'm looking for and the strategy. So, again, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And then comment on what you're looking for and everything. And maybe suggestions on how I could find these products out there. So, till the next time, cheers to everyone. Good health. And enjoy your college football Saturday. And go Vols.